Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Miss Umanai, could you like to just share about what are your thoughts about online teaching before we go ahead, before I actually begin?
Okay. So this is a very new tool for all of us.
Wonderful.
So far, traditionally we have been using digital classrooms, but
Mm-hmm.
again, digitally uh, interacting with student is a hurdle which I think we have to uh, pass.
Okay.
So
Yeah, thank you, ma'am, for that. And as all of you see, I am also a young guy sitting in almost 500 to 600 educators. We have interacted and we have understood how things work. So I'll be moving ahead as we have seen around 78% people are yet to begin with the online teaching. So I'll just tell you when we are talking about online teaching, what we should do and what we should not do. So if I'm talking about online teaching, it's not only related to online teaching, it is actually valid for offline teaching also, but it is so more very important when it comes to online because we are not face to face. We are face to face but not physically present. We are present technically. So if you would see, here is the online teaching. So let's see what all we should do when we are talking about online teaching. So we are all aware that if we are on the online setup, we need to worry about all the technological setup before our session begins. So if you would have seen, you have just joined in, but we were logged in from last 20 minutes and we were actually checking all our setups, whether it works or not. And that gives us a fair idea. And second part, it says that smile, be excited and let the participants feel that it's going to be an excited session. Encourage everyone to contribute. So it should not happen that happen only in the physical classroom. Here we have a double opportunity to ask everyone to share what they feel, and that's what we'll say. Encourage everyone to contribute, and the more people will contribute, they will feel that they are part of the system. Otherwise, as I said in the previous session also, online teaching is I'll just minimize and I'll go into the next slide or next browser and I'll be on my social media. So nobody can stop me and the speaker will not be able to understand also what is happening. Treat everyone with kindness and respect. When we are talking about slide, apart from what you are talking, what is there on screen becomes one of the important tools. So make sure your slides are very simple, easy to understand, and last one, have fun. Nobody says that teaching has to be dull. You can have fun. We have fun during the offline session also. Online also you can try, although little hesitation will be there, but as and when you go ahead, it becomes very easy for you. So these are what you should do. Some of the points, I'm not saying these are the only points, these are some of the points. There are multiple points, you can pick it up, but these are some tried and tested one. So these are some from what I could say do's when you are on online teaching and what you should not do. As we do that for offline teaching also, you don't enter without preparing for the session. So make sure that you have done rehearsal. Now it's not that you put it on paper and do rehearsal, but make sure the rehearsal is done in mind when we are talking about online, because you are on screen. What is going to be visible is this part, only your face. So make sure you are thoroughly prepared for it and don't get stressed. As I said that all of us are facing technical issues because all of us are on computer, on mobile, on internet. So that is bound to happen, and if that happen, no problem. Last one of our last session, I took full session on mobile phone because my Wi-Fi was on, and then when it came back, I was switching back. So it was back and forth, mobile laptop, mobile laptop. Today also you could see I'm logged in from laptop as well as mobile phone. So if my Wi-Fi goes off,
So your voice is cracking.
okay, Radhika, am I clear? Radhika,
So your voice is cracking. It's not audible.
okay, Rishabh, am I clear
My
now?
little bit cracking is done. Yes, it's clear, better.
Is it clear now? Okay. All cool? Ready? Hello?
Yes, yes, ready, Mahesh.
Yeah, okay. ठीक है. So as I told, yeah, ठीक है. So as I told you, technical issues are going to happen. Those are bound to happen. So let's not fear technology and let's not stress over कि क्या हो रहा है. Just now you would have seen the example that happened, and this is bound to happen in the online session because this could be issue from my end, this could be issue from the other end, and both are fair enough and both works fine also over there. Next part I will say is, when we are talking about online session, do not assume that if the participants have issue they will share. Right now we are all adults, we will share. But when we are in the classroom, do not consider that they will tell you what is the issue going on right now. Right? Rishabh, am I audible? Hello, Rishabh.
Mahesh, you're audible.
Okay, because I'm seeing Radhika and it's she's hanged and I feel my internet is gone. Okay, anytime you feel if it's not audible, just put a message, right? Okay, going ahead now. Okay, Charu Saxena, you have you've raised your hand. If that is a question, can you please put it in the chat box, and maybe I'll take it later on. And if that was from the previous session, please, as in for the previous question, lower down your hand. Okay, and do not. So when we are talking about online session, it happened that we are going back and forth because we are not physically present. We are when we are into asynchronous, we pass on the assignment. They are not doing the assignment. Then you shoot a mail, they reply back. Don't do that, because that will be a troublesome for you only. And please keep this in mind that whatever you do online, everything which is written becomes a document. It could be against you, it could support you, but be very aware of it. Last one, do not get caught up with all sort of tools. Now you will attend various webinars, you will understand there are so many apps to be used, and we are yet to start with the online session, and we feel that ये भी use करना है वो भी use करना है. Don't do that, guys. It's the learning which is important. So first, get acquainted yourself with some important part of one technology. So let's say if you're talking about Zoom, if you're totally comfortable about Zoom, let's move to the next one and have something. Do not start with Zoom, Edpuzzle, Kahoot, सब साथ में करना है, and you're not even sure with what to do and how to do with Zoom. So ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. So it's learning which is important. Okay, so these were some do's and don'ts. Again, these are some of the experiences which I have also felt and I've shared with you. These are some, not all. Going ahead, when we are talking about cyber world, you can see how to, our one of the topic was how to safeguard against cyber fraud. Now around 78% people are yet to start with the online teaching, so we have to be very careful. As you can see it on screen, it says dangers of living in a connected world. Know your cyber risk and how to stay safe, because we are in the connected world, yes, but we are also prone to all those people who are ready to take your details, who are ready to take your account details, and you could have any issue with that. So how to keep yourself safe, and that was very well thought of by Rishabh to have this topic also, because most of the teachers are new to the setup and they should know how we can protect ourselves against cyber fraud. So let's see what all things can be done to protect ourselves. First of all, it's your account, your whether it's a Gmail, whether it's a Rediff mail. If your school has provided with you a account, please use that account only for the teaching purposes. If you are communicating with the student, please use that account only. So as it says, use your school email address for work related accounts. Please do that. Please keep on changing your passwords regularly. If the biometric, if two factor authentication can be done, and if you are okay with it, please do it. So you must have seen all this already been told to you. You must be getting mails also from the bank side. They also always say that do not share your OTP with anyone. Please be aware of it. This is very important. In the online world, this becomes one of the most important part. So please be aware of it. Now we are all on mobile phone. How to keep our mobile phone safe? Please make sure that you are not using the Wi-Fi which is public Wi-Fi, and if it is, then please make sure it is the one which is having VPN, virtual private network. I think that Risha will tell us later on what is it. Please keep your devices updated. Now even for Zoom, you've been told that now latest version of Zoom has come out, which is version 5, and today is 31st. From tomorrow onwards, if you don't update your Zoom account, by default it will ask you to update. So please update your Zoom account. Many security issues which were there have been taken care of it by Zoom also. How to safeguard your reputation online? Being a teacher, our reputation creates a lot of importance. So please make sure that all your privacy settings are there. All your old account which you are not using, and if you have idea about which accounts were those, please delete those accounts. Very important part about it. And do not overshare. It comes out that we are online and we tend to share a lot with everyone. Please be aware of it. Password, please use strong password, very strong. You may have heard of this called as phishing. Now, how to identify phishing scams? Now, I'm going to go little bit technical part into it. You must be getting mails from different people stating that you've got a lottery, you won lottery, and if you want the money, you must have seen in newspapers also. Please be aware of it. You could see they contact from unfamiliar companies or people. They pretend to be someone else who will be able to help you out. They send you different attachment. Recently, now it's a COVID time and people send you attachment about all the details related to COVID, and if it is not from a trusted source, do not open the attachment. It's very important because the moment you open it, there are chances that a virus will be what I could say malware attack could happen, and it could just take away details from your account. So please be aware of it. Now I think this PPT will be shared with you people, so there are some more details available about how to keep yourself online safe, how to keep the students safe. These are some of the links which I'll be sharing, which are there on the PPT. You can take it up later and you can just go through it. Okay, there's somebody saying hello everyone. Yeah, hello. Before we go ahead, so these were about some security things we should be careful about, cyber security. Now that was the technical part. That was not only in terms of teaching but all our life aspects, whether it's a bank account, whether it's about Facebook, anything. But now we are coming up to technical part of our teaching purposes, right? So what about Zoom? So if you'll see, it's written Zoom is just an app. Security issue, yes. All the apps are not safe. So it's up to us how we use it, how we keep it secure. Okay, if I could request all the participants to please mute yourself. So Zoom restricted area, make sure it's only the authorized person who's entering in your meeting. So let's see what all things can be done when we are talking about Zoom app in terms of security. So when you are using Zoom for online teaching, before the meeting, please do all this, which is always generate a unique ID. People say that recurring meeting can be used, but I would still advise you to generate unique ID again and again every time. And if your participants are your student you know already, then it's okay. But if you are having a new team who's there now, how you'll see today we have asked you to register, and everyone has registered, and based on that only we allow you to enter. Please keep your when you are having a meeting, make sure the waiting room is enabled. Mute all the participants on entry and make sure that the videos are off. It may happen that somebody has got into account of someone else and they just log in, and some unrequired image could also be there on the screen. So please make sure the videos are off. Initially you keep it off, and once you are sure that they are the participants who are supposed to be there, you can ask them to keep the video on. Ensure your file transfers are disabled, so nothing can be transferred by participants. They cannot just share anything. Make sure the sharing is by you only. And one option is there that if you find out that somebody is not a trusted person, first thing you need to do is ask them to put their name, and if they are not doing it, you can ask them to just change it, and if they don't, you have option of removing it. And once you remove that, make sure that you are not allowing them to rejoin it. You can have that setting enabled in your setting of Zoom only. So let's see what all things. Now these are some of the technicalities how to do all this. I have shared a few basics in the previous session also. I'll be sharing it again. When you're scheduling a meeting, please click on generate automatically. Please put the videos of hosts and participants off. You can keep it on when the session is start. Enable the waiting room and mute participants on the entry. One thing. Second, again on the mobile, as I told you, we are going to talk about laptop as in mobile and computer both together. So on mobile also, when you're scheduling it, please make sure the meeting room is enabled. That is an added security option. When you're talking about laptop security, there are some general securities which says whether you want participants to share or not, whether you want their videos to be on or not. These are some of the settings which I have discussed with you. You can keep it on and off as per the requirement. Just I would still advise you to keep the sharing option only limited to you, right? But if you're sure that the person who's there in the team or in your classroom is trustworthy, you can keep it open. But I don't think right now we should be allowing them to share anything. Annotation can be done, that we'll be discussing it later on. So these are some of the settings in the mobile phone also. Please make sure that these settings are there. I have already shared all this in the previous session also. Now these were the settings which you could do before the meeting could start. What to do when you are in the meeting. So now designate a co-host. So right now if you'll see, I am co-host, Radhika is co-host, Rishabh is host. So this way when you have a paid account you can assign the co-host, but when you are in the basic version there is no option of co-host. But if you are in a big sort of meeting, please designate a co-host, that will help you. Prevent participants from doing the screen sharing, as I told you already. Mute all the participants on entry, stop participants video, that will be helpful for you, and remove the participants whenever you feel that they are not appropriately behaving. And lock the meeting is one of the option where you feel that if everyone is there you can lock it, nobody else can enter in your meeting. So as I showed you previously also that what all things you could do when you are in the meeting, these are some of the basic setting. I'll not be going into detail about all of these because these we have discussed in the basic section. So you could see the video and other things you already know about it. So I'll be talking about only security. So as you see here in the security option, you have option of locking the meeting, you have option of enabling the waiting room. If you enable the waiting room, anybody who's trying to enter will walk into a waiting room. Then you can observe, you can see if that is the trusted person. If yes, you can allow it. If no, you can just allow that person to remain there in the waiting room only, and nothing will happen to your issues, your meeting. Share screen, again you can decide whether you want to allow others to share screen or not. Chat and renaming is again individual based. If you trust, please do that, but make sure that whoever is there in your meeting, they are all with their particular name. If it's a student, make it compulsory that it's the name which is needed. If no, we'll be removing you from the meeting, from the classroom. Going ahead, sharing ka I've already shared what are the options. Please, only you should share it. You should not allow the participants to share at the moment. Maybe once you're comfortable and once you're sure it's the participants who are there, you can allow them to share. And in the end, if you are the host, please make sure you're not leaving the meeting. You are ending the meeting. Please end the meeting for all if you are host from the laptop. And if you are on the mobile phone, these are the settings which you are all aware of it, that whether you want it is very important to keep this setting on which says show non-video participants, because if you keep it off, all those who do not have video will not be visible to you. You will only see people with the video, and that could be one of the issue, that people who are not trusted and they are just walking in and they don't keep the video on, and you will not know only. So make sure that you have kept these settings on, and these you can see where the settings are available for mobile phone. So here we go, Rishabh. Are we ready? Okay. Before we go for poll, I would request all of you to just put down your question in the chat box about the first part of what we have discussed till now. We'll be collating all the question and we'll be answering towards the end. In the meantime, we'll also, after your question, we'll have the second poll for the second part, which is the most interesting part, which is about how to use your mobile phone, how to use your laptop effectively. So any question related to what we have discussed till now, please put it in the chat box. And Rishabh will be starting the poll in the next 2 minutes, right? Yeah, I could see some questions coming up. What is meaning the locking? What is the meaning of locking the meeting? Yeah, please write down all the questions. Towards the end, we'll be discussing all the questions. Yeah, we'll be discussing that also. Thank you, Miss Monica. I'll be telling you all these details. Maybe most of your questions will be answered as I'm moving ahead with the presentation. So please put it. In the meantime, you can see on screen the poll has appeared right now. And the moment you are done with the poll, I would request you to just make sure you're putting your questions on screen. So that's a second poll. It says, do you know how to share PPT or videos effectively? Do you know how to use annotation effectively? Do you think teaching can be done effectively without the whiteboard or with the whiteboard? I'll be sharing that also. Thank you, Miss Amsarani. As I told you, all the questions will be answered, and maybe slowly during the session only you'll understand all the answer. You'll get all the answer during the session only. I hope all of you are able to see the poll on screen. If no, then I have also put it on the screen for you people. You can just read the questions here on the screen. Okay, so I'm getting the poll. It's almost 1 minute is over. Rishabh D, we have got only 75% vote. I am requesting all of you to participate actively, and please put down all your question in the chat box. We'll be picking all the question and we'll be discussing the answers towards the end for sure. The next part, all your answers, most of your answers will be available the moment I'll finish the presentation. I think most of your questions will be answered, but in the meantime we are done with the poll. So here is the result for the poll. You could see, do you know how to share PPT, PDF, video effectively? So we have 63% participants saying no. Okay, and do you know how to use annotation effectively? 58% says no. 38% still says that heard but never used it myself. So maybe if we have time today towards the end, I will also allow you to do annotation on screen, on my screen. Okay, and do you think teaching can be done effectively with Zoom? Yes and no. 50% says yes and 50% says not sure. No problem, we'll be discussing. Are we ready to go now? So we have got the result. Before I move ahead, Mr. Bharat Sharan, if you could just say a few things. Am I audible, sir, to you? Yeah, can you just unmute yourself and say a few things about, have you used the, do you think mobile phone can be used for online teaching?
It can be used, but not very effectively. It is better to do with laptop.
Wonderful, awesome. Mr. Majboor Rahman, can you say a few things about, have you used online teaching as in you've started using? Mr. Majboor Rahman? Okay, I guess he's having some issue. Okay, Mr. Rabindra Singh, if you could just unmute yourself and say hi to me. Am I audible? Okay. Okay, Miss Farhana, am I audible to you?
Yes.
Yeah, so ma'am, if you could just say, oh, okay, no problem. I'll pick first Miss Farhana, you'll give the answer and then I'll go to sir. Ma'am, if you could just say that, what do you think the whiteboard? Can you just tell me which subject you take?
So it's basically language maths for pre-primary.
You take maths for pre-primary. Awesome.
Language
Okay.
also, language.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So do you think whiteboard can be utilized for the kindergarten student?
Yeah, of course. I'm sure.
Yeah, very good. So we'll be discussing here how effectively we can use it. Sir, can you hear me now? Okay, I guess sir has missed it now again. Okay, so now we are going ahead with the next part. As previously sir mentioned that yes, phone can be used it. I have told also previously that mobile phone can be used, but if you want the best experience of Zoom online teaching, you have to use laptop. But if no laptop, you have technical issue with laptop, then you can go ahead. You can become a smart person with the smartphone. So that's what we'll go ahead. Next one is being smart with smartphone. How can you be smart with the smartphone? So as I told you, you can use mobile phone for teaching online also. So how? So when you are on Zoom, when you open Zoom on your mobile phone, okay. Can the participants keep themselves on mute, please? Thank you. Okay, so when the moment you keep open the mobile phone and open the Zoom app as a host, that's what is visible on your screen. You click on call via device audio and that's what is visible on the right side. Right now, if you could see, I am logged in from mobile as well as laptop. So if anything happened to my Wi-Fi, I'll just switch on to switch on to mobile phone. So when you go in detail, now I'm not going to talk about every parts of what all things are there in the mobile phone Zoom basic. This has been covered already. So when you are in mobile phone, when you are a host, when you click on share, you get all these options. The moment you click on the chat, the moment you click on the participant, you see all these options. So let's see what all happen when you click on share. So when you click on share, there's option of share whiteboard, share screen. There is also option of sharing the document. So if you have documents which are in the PDF version, you can share it. If you have photos, without going onto your mobile screen, you can share it on Zoom. Right now, how we are doing is, right now we are on laptop, I'm sharing my PPT. Same way, let's say if you want to share your PPT, then what to do? In that case, you can click on screen, your mobile screen will be visible to the participant. Then you can just swipe back, or you can just but the requirement before you begin is that your PPT should already be ready, and it should be ready in the previous tab. The moment you share the screen, the message will pop up which says Zoom will start capturing everything which is there on your screen. So make sure that your PPT is ready. The moment you click on it, your PPT will be visible to everyone. And that's what. And that's the same thing happen with your PDF also. For PDF, you can have the PDF ready already and you can share it. Basically, anything which is there on your mobile phone can be shared with the on your mobile screen is visible to the participants. So that was about mobile phone. I'll be also telling you how annotation can be done by participants also on mobile phone. Okay, so you must have seen a message, my internet is unstable. So no problem, technical issues happen. So now going ahead with how to show PPT or PDF file on the online or the online video on Zoom. So again, the moment you click on, when you are in the meeting, the moment you click on share, you see all the options. Again, your pre-requirement is your PPT, your video, whatever you want to share with the participant should already be ready. It should not happen that you are going to search later on. So the moment you click on share, all the things which are there on your screen, they'll all be visible, and if you click on PPT, your PPT will be visible. So that's our PPT from the previous session, if you could see for the Zoom basics which we have conducted. Now what to do when you are talking about sharing video? Same process, the only important thing is at this end. If you could see the cursor of my laptop, at this end you will observe there's a small box. You have to tick mark that box, that is to share computer audio. So whatever sound is there, if you don't click on it, only the video will be visible, there will be no sound. But you will be able to hear sound as a host because it's your laptop, you are hearing it. But you click on it, this part here which is sharing computer audio, participants will be able to hear, and this is again from our previous presentation, only that video will be heard and seen by participants. Now there are some advanced features also. Advanced features in Zoom is not that to be talked about. If you'll see, there are three options, which is portion of screen. So you don't want full screen to be visible, as in you want the half screen only and other half you want to use it. You can click on the portion of screen, which means only one part of your screen will be visible to the participants and the other part is visible for you to work on it. And there are you can use your own front camera also. You can take computer and music or computer screen and sound also. These are some of the options. Going ahead, now this is a very interesting topic which talks about annotation tools on mobile phone. So as we said, mobile being smart with this smartphone is I'll be also sharing, as I told you, I'll be sharing multiple examples from my classroom, my classroom. I've not picked up from the internet. You could see the moment you click on it, whiteboard is there. Share as the moment, this is from mobile, you click on share whiteboard is visible, and the moment there's a small pen sign here, because our 78% participants are yet to begin. So what you could do is you can actually try it out, not now, later on. There's a pen sign here. The moment you click on the pen sign, this is what is visible. These are options available. Now as sir also said, that in mobile the options are limited. So there is no option of making box, making circle. All those options are available in the laptop. So when you click on it, you get these 4-5 options, and then you can start scribbling, or you can actually start using it. So initially you will also find that it's a little difficult, and that happened with all of us. So these are some of the settings which we could do. That somebody said annotation. I heard one question, I think Miss Amsa, she has written a question that how to how to make sure that students don't scribble. So that is called as annotation, and you can just click on it and you can disable it. The moment you disable it, it's only you who's going to scribble on screen, or you are basically working on screen. But what I did, I'll be sharing how I've used this as one of the tool where teacher and student are working together. So let's see what happened now. In one of my previous sessions recently, I was on laptop, internet went, but we were working on screen. So then I switched on to mobile phone, and then I got option of taking snap, and I will just show you how students were working on the mobile phone. So that's, you can see that's my mobile phone screen recently, just 3 days back. My internet is gone, I am on mobile internet, and now I can't do all this because it becomes very difficult. So students are on laptop, so I told them that you solve it on screen and let's see if it works out or not. And you'll be amazed that students also try, and when they try, they understand it's not easy to work on screen. It's very easy to scribble, because for scribbling you take pen and you just do this, but when you have to actually work on it, it becomes very difficult. So you could see there's one student trying to write down the formula and trying to solve the numerical. I'll show you what happened when she has solved. So this is how it is visible when you actually start solving, and that same thing will happen with you. So slowly you can begin and do the practice. So I'll also be sharing, if you don't have whiteboard, you don't want to use Zoom whiteboard, then what to do. You want to use your own paper, what to do, I'll be sharing it. Coming back to our laptop. So when you are on your laptop and you want to use whiteboard, so again same, start meeting, click on share, you get option of whiteboard. Here you can see the blue one, this is whiteboard. The moment you click on the whiteboard, you get a whiteboard available. It's same as normal whiteboard with so many options available. So today I'll be talking about what all are the options. This is select. When you write something and you want to just go to specific part, you can click on select. Text is, you can get all sort of text which you want to write it out, like a word copy. You can have various shapes available. I'll be showing you what all shapes. Triangle is not there. You have a square, rectangle. You can make circle, you can make sphere out of it. All those options are available. There's a spotlight, which means you click on it and you want to specify which part of the screen you want participants to see. That is available. Eraser, colors, size of pen, and also if you want to save. So Zoom whiteboard is one specific. When you share something on whiteboard and when you write something, you have option of saving it, and the moment you save it, all the files which you have, all the things which you have worked can be kept with you, and you can share it with the student also. I'll be sharing all the things which I've done with the student, and I've saved it so that I could share with you today. So let's see what to do. So now, as I told you previously, when initial days, 2 months back, when I was new, I was working on the screen, and I was just exploring, and during the class, students just wrote hello. So then it also happened that students want to just explore, as we are also new, so they were exploring, and then I thought that we could use it constructively. So why not ask student also to work together, because that create empathy, that it's not easy to work on screen. So let's see what wonders we have done here. So you could see, when we talk about annotation on laptop, two people can work together. So you could see this I have picked from internet. You could see one diagram, and the other one is being done by other participant, and two different diagrams can be done. Different people can work together. So let's see. Now these are some of the examples. Now what to do if you want the participants to not work on screen, only you should work. So if you could see here, on when you open whiteboard, you will get option of annotation here. Next to whiteboard, you will, or if you, even if you click on whiteboard, you will get option, and in this option there's if you go into the right side, when you click on it, you get option of chat record, disable participant annotation. So if you don't want participants to scribble, then you can just click on this, disable participants to annotate, and you will only be able to work. But let's say if you want to ask participants to work, so let's say if I'll say one person will work and they don't understand and everyone starts working. So you could also click on the next part that you want them to work, but you want which person to work or who's working on your screen. So you can just check this box which is show name of annotator. The moment you click on it, whoever is working on screen, his or her name will be visible on screen. Okay, just a quick check. Mary Jeba, am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Thank you, thank you. Just a quick check so that I don't feel that I'm the only one who's there available. Okay, guys, so let's go to the next part. This is again, you could see student, teacher working together on whiteboard, which usually we feel that is possible only in the offline classroom. So that's another example. I've showed this in the basic version also when we were talking about Zoom basics. So that's mirror formula. You have text, you have option of writing with mouse. So now if you don't have mouse, now the lockdown is almost again been there, but electronic stores will be available, so you can buy the mouse. But let's say if you don't have mouse, what to do in that case? Also, you don't have laptop, what to do in that case? I'll be sharing with you today. So this, you could see the basic outline. Now I'll be sharing all the example of my whiteboard used along with the student, and I have used by myself for sharing with the student. So you could see on the left side, it's the one which is done by student. We are talking about, I'm a physics teacher, grade 10, this physics class. On the left side, initially even I was very bad at it, but then when I slowly understood how the options can be worked out, you could see on the left side it's a student who has drawn the concave mirror. On the right side, I have drawn the full diagram. And this, if I save it, it becomes my teaching material also. I could just share it with others, and when the schools are open, I can just take the print also and keep it with me. So these are cases, you can see how we have worked on it. I have saved it. This is from Zoom whiteboard, saved copy. Going ahead, last time I shown you the half part. This time you could see one full derivation is done on screen, whiteboard. So if you are a maths teacher, if you are a science teacher, if you are accounts teacher, all these things you could use. So if you want to make table, how to make table, there is option available. I'll be showing you that also. Going ahead, so if you could see, you can actually make table, and you can see the shapes which are available in Zoom whiteboard, which I have used it here. So these are all the shapes which I have drawn by using Zoom whiteboard. You can see triangle, rectangle, you can see cone I have drawn over there. Could be wonderful app if you want to use it. If you feel that you want to make your teaching quite interactive, make sure that you allow the participants to enable, but at your own risk. That first you try to create that trust that if teacher says, student will work and they will not do anything which is not required. Slowly that can be done. So you could see one full numerical which has been solved on the whiteboard. Now this is not the whiteboard, I have done it simultaneously. So what I did, I actually used the whiteboard when the Zoom classroom was not happening. So I was having meeting with my own self, new meeting me, and then I did all this writing and all. I saved it, and when the classroom was happening, I've used the save copy to share it with the student as a save image. So this becomes an image and I've shared with them. So this is how you can use a Zoom share option of sharing any sort of image with the student. This is live from one of our live classes, that there was a PDF. Now students were not having textbook. So what to do? So I shared PDF on Zoom with the student, and on the PDF only, from the option of annotation, we have actually created blackboard. So you can just click on the shapes. There is option of rectangle, filled rectangle. You click on it, you can have any sort of color which you want. You can highlight the PDF also. You could see how we have worked together, student and teacher. So this is all written by teacher, student. This highlighting is done by me, and on the question also I have done white color highlighting, which is reading a question and understanding what all things are available. Going ahead, you could see another example of numerical. These are all the recent examples, like from last week's classes. So students are, we open the question for everyone. Students solve. If they are done, they just send the answer to me in the private chat box, and I pick few students to actually solve it on screen. And once they are done, whether it's right or not, how much marks to be, how much marks are available for which step, I just write it. So it's, you can see different people working together on the same screen. So it's not that it's a remote learning and you are only sitting and you're just talking and people have to just listen. If you make it like this, they are also working with you and they actually enjoy it. Going ahead, so you could see this I picked up from Google. This is from one of the top site. I like the diagram, so I picked it up from Google, and there was no marking for concave. So I actually made the marking. Okay, if you could just mute yourself, please. Okay, going ahead. So if you talk about this image, I actually picked it up. I like this image. So there were some markings were missing. So I did that marking and I passed it on to the student. Thank you. This is the one you could see the one which I have tried to work on it. Question. So you have seen the previous screen where a teacher and student were working together. Now this is before the meeting. I actually started join meeting myself with my own self. I have clicked on PDF, I've shared the PDF, and in PDF using the annotation I've created a blackboard, and on that with the pencil option of different colors you can see the diagram which I have drawn. This one diagram, this is the final result of the previous question which I was expecting, but when we actually work with students it doesn't go like this. So you should be ready with any sort of thing that you want to have it like this, but screen may not look, but the learning will become better and better. So now going ahead with what to do if you don't have laptop and if you don't want to use the Zoom whiteboard. So let's say you are like you don't have that much time to work on the whiteboard. So what you can do before just going ahead, a quick check. Miss Trusha, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Thank you. I hope I'm not making anyone feel like sleepy. I know it's a
No,
Sunday. Thank you. So now that's when we talk about techie people, when we are actually interacting with people who are dealing with the technology, all the engineers and all, they use this term quite oftenly. Indian जुगाड़ करना है कुछ तो क्या करना है. So I don't have whiteboard at my home. What to do? I don't want to use Zoom whiteboard also. So what to do in that case? So let's see what can be done if you don't have whiteboard. So alternative for whiteboard is your own paper. You can use your mobile phone. Now here I have shown you, this is my own meeting. I have scheduled meeting and I have invited my mobile phone, as in me only, with my mobile phone. I am using my mobile phone to record a work which is being shared with the student directly at the same time. So you could see on the left side it's the image where I am actually working on paper, and on the right side it's me on the laptop. So this you could consider that it's you and all the participants, and that's me hosting the meeting. So even if I'm not using my laptop, only with mobile also, but the problem is then people will not be able to see me, they will be able to see what work is happening. So let's see how that jugaad can be done. You could see alternative for whiteboard. So on the right side there's an image. I'm going to show you a video that how I have drawn that diagram, which actually if you would have drawn on screen it becomes very difficult. I'll not say not possible, but it takes more time, but you could just see how it works. Just do give me thumbs up if the video is visible. Okay, I've paused it right now. Miss Monica, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if you could just see here, I'm gonna start the video. This is again what I have done in this case here is I have used my mobile phone, and I've used the front back camera which has a good clarity, and you can see I'm using it in the live classroom. It's a Zoom session which is happening. I've shown you the image in the previous one. I'll be showing you again the image, and now right now there is no voice because I'm using a app called as screen recorder. Right, what it will do is it will actually record whatever is there on your mobile screen, AZ screen recorder. So right now I've used it because I wanted to show you as an example. So if you don't use that app and if you are on a Zoom and you use your back camera for the thing, then you can actually talk about it. So you must have seen various videos on YouTube where people put such videos about how that teaching is done. So you could actually try it out with the student, and you could see the clarity becomes better. When you are actually trying on whiteboard, it becomes little difficult of on computer. So this you could see how resistors in parallel can be connected. I have actually shown. So now when we go ahead, this is what is your screen when it is visible. So this would be your participants, and that is what is visible to your participants on screen. They will not be able to see your face, but I think at that moment when the content is important, your face not visible is not a problem, I guess. But if you have both the devices and you can use your mobile laptop at the same time, then awesome, no problem in that case. Going ahead. So I guess we are ready for our third poll. In the meantime, I would request all of you, you must have got a various question in your mind. So I would request all of you to just put your question on the chat box. In the meantime, after 2 minutes, we'll be beginning with our poll 3. Please put your question in the chat box for whatever you have seen about the white screen. And you can see the polls are also there. The moment you are done with the poll, please put your question on the whiteboard, chat box, please. So now after this, we'll be going into the detail about how polling is done, what is breakout room. So I would request all of you to please write down all the question. Please write down all the question to public. Do not write it into me, because I may miss out some questions. So please write it on the public board, which is to everyone, so that we can collate all the question and we'll discuss with you. So these are some of the options for poll 3. Thank you everyone for participating in the poll, and I could also see the questions. Very good. Let the questions flow, because the questions are very important. Okay, I'll be discussing with all these questions. Okay, how to record the session? I guess today you don't have to worry about the recording of session. I guess Rishabh will share the recording of the session with you all people today. Okay, Rishabh, can we end the poll now? Let's see the results. Okay, so do you know anything about polling in Zoom? Heard about it but don't know how to use it? 52%. 40, so around 90% people have no idea what is poll or how to use it. And breakout room, anything, 80% says they have no idea what is breakout room, whereas 4% people says that heard about it but never part of one. So 20% people okay, what I see is multiple options happening. Okay, so when we are talking about all this, around 5 people out of 25 say that they have been to various webinars where they were part of the breakout room also. So what I'll be doing here is till now whatever I've shown you were my own example which I've used in my own classroom. Now I'm going to talk about something which is poll and breakout room. I have no example with me about breakout room and poll, but poll you could have seen we have used 3 polls right now, so we'll be able to share how it works. Breakout room also I'll be sharing with you how it works, but I have not used it actually in my classroom because till now we are using the free version of Zoom only. So let's see what are the breakout room and how to go ahead with it. Okay, Ms. Sharvari, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll be beginning now. Let's see what is polling in Zoom. So now if you are wondering that you have never seen polling in your Zoom account, so just for your information, polling and breakout room are the options. Till now whatever we were discussing were all the available options in the free version. Polling and breakout room is available in the paid version only. So if your account is a paid version, then you can see this is how, when you host a meeting, this is how your screen looks like. And there is option of polling. You click on it and you will be able to start polling, as in you'll be able to start creating polls. So what to do? So if you have a account which is a paid account, you can go into my meeting tab or schedule a new meet. If the meeting is scheduled, you have to create your polls previously. ऐसा नहीं है that meeting is going on right now, you are starting you start creating poll. You have to, before the meeting begin, you have to create the poll in the meet which is available in the meeting management. scroll down, poll, click on it, add, and when you click on the add, you get option of putting question, whether you want it as MCQ, whether you want it as if you observe here how many options in the MCQ you want, all those things are available. For one version of Zoom, you have 25 polls can be added in one webinar available. So you could see this is our account, which is paid version of mytrustedtutor.com. They have when we were actually having it, when we have scheduled a meeting, this was available in the participant option. So you could see there is option of poll. The moment you click on it, you get the polls which are already been scheduled. So if you have already scheduled in the meeting, you get option of launching a poll. So you have seen till now we have done 3 polls. So launching was done by Rishabh when he was launching the poll and people were participating, and in the end there is option of end the poll. So you could see the options are available here when it's a paid Zoom account. You go on poll, click on add, you get option of whether you want it 3 option, you want 4 options, you can create all sort of questions. But this has to be done when the meeting is not happening, before the meeting starts. But the meeting is scheduled, and then you can actually launch the poll when the meeting is going on. You can see we have already created poll, and during the meeting you can click and you can launch. So you must have seen such polls were visible to you people. There are also option of whether you want the panelists to vote or not. So you can decide that if few people who are part of your team, who are co-hosts, you want them to vote or not, that you can decide here. And this is how your poll look, and in the end you can click on end poll and your results will be visible to all. Now again, as I told you, these are from the paid version, so all the details I've got from the Zoom official website. So I guess this detail will be shared with you about this PPT also. So these are some of the link which you can use it for actually understanding how it works. So until and unless you sit with it, you actually work on it, you're not going to understand. I'm just giving you a basic idea of how poll works. Going ahead with the next one, breakout room. What a breakout room is: in classroom we do group activities. So here in the online version, when you are online, it becomes very difficult how you will do. So breakout room can allow you to do small activity, maybe small group discussion. So what to do? So when it's your paid version, you can see breakout room option will be visible at bottom before the end meeting if it is a paid version. And when you are in your paid version, you can there are various options of creating breakout room. You can start instantly, or you can decide breakout room before the meeting also. If you want to do it right now, so you have to just go on it, click on the breakout room, select how many numbers of breakout room you want, and you can create it and you can decide who will go where. So it says small classroom discussion in different group. Basically this is for the corporate people, but now as we are also using it, so we can use it for small classroom discussions. So here you can see how breakout room can be created, whether you want them to whether there is also option of splitting people automatically. On Zoom you can just create breakout room and click on split automatically, and they will be generally distributed. But if you want to specifically find out and pick people from this bunch will go into this group, you can decide that. You can assign depending on the availability how many people are there. You can do it manually, or you can do it automatically also. If you do it automatically, it becomes if it's a big group and you don't want one sort of people to be there in one group, you can just randomly pick it, or you can actually decide that from which place people are there, and you want only single place ka people to be in one group, then you can do that by manually also. So in each breakout room, you can, if you are a host, you can actually hop in. You can go to any breakout room, what is happening, you can just check and you can walk out. So whatever happened in breakout room is apart from the main room. You have an option of allowing participants to just walk out anytime from the breakout room, or they remain there in the breakout room until the time gets over. In all this process, you have option of sending a message also. The chat box remains same. So if you have some common question which you want them to discuss in the breakout room, you can keep it and they can discuss in the breakout room. When you are talking about, so when you have launched the breakout room, people will join. This is what will be visible to you people. People will be there, and as I told you, when you actually want to finish it up, there is again option of putting a timer that after 5 minutes, after 10 minutes, they'll be by default coming out, and you also have option of broadcasting a message that last 5 minutes, last 2 minutes, please finish your discussion, and then they can walk out. So this is how breakout room can be used. Some more detail about it can be available, can be taken from the Zoom's official website. You can check it. The link will be, the PPT I guess will be shared with you. Now going ahead, I want you to have just a quick look at this part. In my previous workshop, this was my first screen. Now it's almost coming towards my end of the workshop, because here we have understood that when you want basic account, when do you want pro account. So if now again I'm repeating, for 2 months Zoom has kept it free. Timing is not an issue. If you are an educator, you can use it for unlimited time for maybe 2 months. Other things, if you want to use it, breakout room, poll, these are all available options in the pro version. And what are the pro version also? Again, I'm not trying to promote any app here. These are all the details picked up from Zoom's official website. These are some of the details about which plan you can take for what sort of work. Again, you can explore. So I'm talking a lot about Zoom. I'm not a Zoom representative here. I'm not promoting it. This I have used it, so I've tried to share my information with you, and also I've shared more about the free version because I have used free version. I have not used pro version. Our school is still working on it, and we'll be using pro version also sooner or later. But right now we have used free versions. These are some detail. So just to clarify, I'm not representing Zoom. There are different types of apps available for video conferencing. You can see Zoom, this Google Hangout, Microsoft Team. Whichever you feel is easy, whichever you feel is comfortable, you should use that. It's in the end your comfort with the technology which is helpful for you. But Zoom gives you content, the specification, the things which are not available in the other app as per what I have used. So the data least is taken by Zoom. Maximum participants are allowed in the free version in Zoom. So these are some of the advantages. Obviously it also comes with disadvantages, as we have heard also that if you don't keep up the security thing, there is issue. But if you keep everything on par with the requirement, things will be fine. So that's it from my end. I will come to the last part. Thank you. If you have any question which are not answered today, you can write it to MTT website, or you can write it to me also. That's it from my end. Thank you, and we will be going on to the questions maybe in 2 minutes. You have, in the meantime, you want to write down questions, please put it down here. I think we are on time. Yes.
I'll read out the questions, which will be helpful. How to lock and unlock the meeting? How to lock the meeting?
Okay, so when we are talking about, when you are a host, as I've shared in one of the option, in the security, when you click on the security, when you are a host, at the bottom you will get all the options. So there will be one option of security. The moment you click on it, the first option is lock the meeting. The moment you click on it, no more participants can enter. There is one advantage, that then no more people can enter. There is one disadvantage, because all of us are having issue with internet. So there is fluctuation in internet, and if somebody is dropped out, that person cannot join if it is locked meeting. I guess I was able to answer. Yeah, Rishabh, next one.
Then question from Majibur Rahman.
Mm-hmm.
Will you share all the screenshot later? So Majibur, this we'll get this video edited, and
Yeah.
maybe next 1 or 2 days we will share the edited video to all the participants who
Correct.
attended today's meeting. Third question we have, whenever from Miss Uma Nayak, whenever we share screen, notifications are seen. How to avoid that?
Okay, so if you are on mobile phone, and then you have no option. I guess if can you repeat who was the person who was asking question, Rishabh?
Uma ma'am, Uma ma'am.
Uma ma'am, if you could just tell your question, I'll just be able to clear you out. Uma ma'am. Okay, so yeah, go ahead, ma'am. Mala ma'am, you want to say anything?
No.
Okay, so I'll consider that if you are having option of notification being seen, then I guess you are trying to use it on mobile phone. So if that is the issue, if you are trying to use it on mobile phone, notification will come. Then in that case, what you could do is you could go in notification and you can put all the notification off for maybe 2 hours. So right now I've done that on my mobile phone because I knew that if at all I'll go, if I'll switch on mobile, it will come. Last time when we have tried, when I was sharing screen, I was getting a call and that was also recorded. So when I have seen the recorded version of our previous meeting, I could see there was call coming. So all those things you can just block it out. I guess I was able to answer. Yes, Rishabh, can we go for the
We have
next?
question Tusha Udeshi. When
Mm-hmm.
we shared a whiteboard, I am unable to see the text box to write on it. Please help.
Okay, so when you share the whiteboard, you will just see the whiteboard. So you have to go onto the right corner, top right corner. After sharing the whiteboard, you have to go onto top right corner. There are dots available. You click on it. More written. There are dots. When you click on it, you will get option of annotation. The moment you click on annotation, you will get all the options available. If you will get time, I'll be also allowing you to work on the screen today. Yeah, Rishabh, next one.
Then next question, that question already answered how to create a poll in Zoom. That's
I
already
think that is
answered.
answered. Yeah. Okay,
Then are all the features discussed present in free version? That's all already answered. Only we have
yes.
poll and breakout room in
Poll
paid
and
version.
breakout room are in the paid version. Yeah.
Then we have question from Farhana. Where can we save this PPT to use immediately?
Okay. You can keep it in your desktop. You don't have to save it. What you could do is you can just keep it open and share it with the student. And if your question is how to save the file which is there on the Zoom whiteboard, then there is option of clicking on save and you will get it saved and it will be saved in the Zoom account. Or if you want to do it on the drive, it could go in the drive also. Yes, Rishabh. Next one.
Then we have how to record offline. I didn't understand much. How to record
Okay,
offline.
so okay, can you tell the name? If that person can just ask me the question directly.
Wajibur Rahman.
Yes, Mr. Rahman, if you could just go ahead and ask me now. I guess he's having some issue. Okay, so what I'll do, I think he wanted to check. Yeah, hello. Okay, so maybe it could be that how we can record it offline. Uh, in that case, you can just create your own video. As I told you, you can just record and keep it for later using. What you can do is you can have meeting with your own self, join meeting, or you the moment you click on Zoom, you get option of new meeting. Click on it, you have your own meeting. You can record your own meeting and then you can share it with the students. I guess that was
Yeah.
the answer. Yeah.
Next question from Jyoti ma'am. Can we share whiteboard and PPT simultaneously?
Okay, that's a good question, ma'am. If you want to share, you can share only the PPT at one time or the whiteboard at one time. But if you want to use the option of whiteboard in the PPT itself, you can do that because the moment PPT is there, you get option of annotation. And in annotation, when you click on annotation, you get all those options which were there on the whiteboard also. So that, if you would have remembered, I was showing the PDF and then I've created a black section that was from the annotation. So that's option of annotation. So if you want the white screen, you have to use whiteboard. Otherwise, in PPT also, the moment you click on annotation, you get all those options which were there on whiteboard, and you can just create. You can select one square box or rectangular filled box. You can click, pick maybe white color, and you get the whiteboard. I'll be able to show maybe after 2 minutes. Yeah, Rishabh, next one.
And we have a question for Amsa Rani Selvan. Will
Yeah.
video be audible if we use mobile?
That's a good question. If you use mobile phone, so as one of the sir also said previously that there are some limited use. I have also used when you use mobile phone, the audio is not available. So only video will be visible. People will not be able to hear the sound. So maybe what you could do is you can put your own voice in that case. So that sound will not be there. So in option till now, what I have used from mobile phone, the sound doesn't go. So I think I was able to answer that. Yeah.
Next question from Alka ma'am. I
Mm-hmm.
use an Acer tab which doesn't show most of these options. I guess
Mm-hmm.
it's a very specific question of Acer tab.
Yeah.
Difficult to answer.
Yeah, I guess I will not be able to answer that question. To be very frank, yeah. Although other things are
Okay.
all same. Yeah.
Another question is from Uma ma'am. How to record the session?
So when you click on when you are having your own meeting, when you are host, you get option of record before the reaction, and you can just click on it and your meeting start recording. And if you are wondering that right now you are not able to do recording because that as host we have disabled it, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, yes, it has been disabled.
Yes. So right now, if you try to record, you will not be able to do that because as host we have disabled it. So as host, you get an option of allowing who will record. So that you should always keep in mind that when you are having session, you should keep it off so that your students cannot do recording. Now, recently in one of our WhatsApp group, I've seen that one teacher's recording was shared in the WhatsApp that some student has kept a photo of Jethalal and it's been widely circulated right now. So that also shows a bad image for the teacher and for the student also. So you should make sure that you are not allowing the participants to record your session. Although that was a genuine one, but people may take it negatively also. Next one, Rishabh.
Next question is from Monica ma'am. How can the video be compiled together? Is there specific backend camera input to be used in our laptop?
Okay.
I guess this little bit technical question. In fact,
Okay.
Mahesh, if you can answer better. Anyway,
Yeah,
we are
Rishabh, I guess you will
creating
be able to answer. You are a technical person.
no for this thing. In fact, we are approaching couple of teachers and trainers who are
Okay.
widely publishing their videos on YouTube. So
Haha.
how they record their videos and how they
Correct.
publish online. uh, I'm in touch with a few of the person. So depending upon the availability of those trainers, we'll definitely be conducting a separate session. How you can record your videos and you can have your online video like YouTube channels or something like that.
Correct. Correct. Yeah,
That was
that
another question I
Rishabh,
didn't
just one
understand the
minute,
full.
just 1 minute, just 1 minute. The previous one, if you were wondering that how I have recorded one of the video which I was doing it, that is just normal mobile phone. You can, and that I've done it with the live session. So that you can use your mobile phone, keep it at certain height, and keep your paper, white paper preferably, and you can use it and share during the Zoom class also, or you can otherwise record also. Yeah, Rishabh, next one.
In fact, for this thing, I guess I have shared one of the video how
Yes,
to record in a tabletop video.
yes.
In fact, I'm in touch with that trainer to have a one training done for recording the video.
Awesome, very good. Yeah, can we go for the next one?
So next question is uh, I'm recording or sharing a screen.
Mm-hmm.
When I play back, I'll be able to see sharing. I don't know.
Okay, if I am recording and sharing screen, will I play back? When I play back, will I be able to see sharing? I'm not able to understand the question, but what I am interpreting is recording and sharing. When I play back, will I be able to see sharing? Yes. So I guess what the question is that if the session is going on and if you are recording, will you be able to see what is happening on screen? For your information, whatever is happening on the left side, not the participant list, not the chat, but you can see what is happening on the screen. You will not be able to see. You will only be able to see whoever talks at that time. That person will be able to. Will that person be available? Otherwise, if you're sharing something in recording, that sharing will be visible. I think that was the question I interpreted correctly, I guess.
Then we have how to do geometry construction using whiteboard.
Yes. So I think I have shared.
I guess it's difficult. Challenging.
Yeah, it is very difficult, but I think I have tried to share one of the video, one of the image where I have tried to use the geometrical constructions which are basic constructions. So what you have is in the Zoom whiteboard, in the shapes option, you have a straight line, you have arrow, you have a rectangle. So with the straight line you can try and create it. Obviously it will take more time compared to your normal teaching, but you can try it out. Yes, next one.
I guess whatever question has come in chat box, I have already taken.
Okay.
Any almost the time is up.
Yeah,
Any of
so
them has to ask
maybe
any
2 minutes, and if you have any
they can
question, you
ask.
can. Yes. Yeah, anyone guys, if you have
One of
question,
them ask question.
I got one question from Miss Ambasa Rani. She was asking how to stop a student to do scribbling. I think I was able to answer that question. Okay, any question guys you have? We have maybe 2 more minutes. We can discuss. Saili ma'am, you have raised hand. Do you have question, or is it from the? Are you like not able to keep it down? Okay, ठीक है. Yes, somebody has raised hand. Yeah, Mary Jeba. Yeah, go ahead, ma'am. Okay, I think you're trying to explore. Okay, there's one question from. Yeah.
Hello. So you're able to hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. Go ahead, ma'am.
So actually, from June 4th, we are going to start for grade
Mhm.
1 and 2.
Okay, okay,
And we are going to merge all the three classes. Approximately 60 students will be there from grade 1. In the
correct,
class itself, it's very difficult to make them sit. So
correct.
in Zoom, how I can make them, in that 40 minutes, how can I keep them
Okay.
like
So,
engaging?
so you said grade one, right?
Grade 1 and 2
Okay, awesome.
are engaging.
So first of all, I would request you to keep that thought away that classroom में हमारे पास 30 होते हैं, 40 होते हैं, अभी 60 ऑनलाइन कैसे करेंगे? So keep it this thought कि वो just make it sure that यहाँ पे आपके पास 60 एक स्क्रीन पे है. In classroom having 60 spreaded everywhere become very difficult. Here it's easy to control them, and you have all the control option. First thing, please mute everyone, and whomsoever you want to talk, allow that person only to unmute and talk with that person, because if for grade 1 and 2 they'll be like quite happy to interact. In the moment they'll start talking, it would become chaos, because everyone will start talking at the same time and everyone want to share a lot. So that would be one option, and don't hesitate that 60 hai. We have done classes with 90 students also. So first initially you will have little restriction that बोलने नहीं हो रहा है, it's too quiet and all, but slowly when you build up the pace हो जाएगा. But just remove that thought that 60 how you will be able to handle. You will be able to do it easily because you have better control in online session in terms of keeping everyone quiet at one moment, which is not available in the offline session, I guess.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Mahesh, I have added one more question.
No problem. There's
One
one
more
more.
poll.
Wonderful. There's one more poll on screen for you people to answer. And in the meantime, there was one question which Jyoti Miss has asked. Can we save? I think we have answered, right? Can we save work on whiteboard? Yeah. You
Hello.
can save. Yes. Yes, Malama. Yeah.
If suppose I'm showing a PPT slide and I want to mark something on it, can
Yes.
that PPT slide while sharing be annotated?
Yes. They can annotate, and you can also annotate on it. If you don't want them to annotate, the moment you click on PPT, as in when you're sharing the PPT, on the top there is option of annotation.
More question we have: can typing be done on whiteboard?
Yes, definitely you can do typing on the whiteboard. When you click on whiteboard, you get option, and text wala option pe when you click it, you can get option of clicking, as in you can do the writing. Yes, typing can be done. I hope I was able to help you out. 81% says yes, session was fruitful. Thank you guys for this. You have a wonderful time, guys.